Okay, so today's video is about me. A couple days ago, I put up a post on Facebook, and it was stating the fact that my name is not breast cancer. And I kind of wanted to elaborate on that because I felt myself having some little feelings concerning that. I've noticed that over the past couple years that people who relate to me as in, that's the lady that had breast cancer. That's the lady that went through chemo. As if I don't have a name. I have a name. And like I said, there's so much more to me, Michelle Applewhite Smack, than the story of breast cancer. There's so many victory things that God has done for me. First of all, for starters, a lot of you don't know that I had a 3-year-old son, and my 3-year-old son was murdered. And we went through trial, court, and all of that kind of stuff. But God gave me victory. He walked me through forgiveness. He walked me through, I had bitterness. I had hatred in my heart. And I still was going to church, and I still was shouting. I still was trying to encourage other people. And I was living this lifestyle where, for the church, I wanted the church to think that I was okay, but then when I came home behind closed doors, I had hatred, I had bitterness, I had all this crazy stuff that was in my spirit. And I was tainted. I actually was operating and tainted. I had an issue with God, but I was so afraid and had a fear of God that I wasn't going to accuse God of anything. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand nothing that really happened. And even in that situation, as even today, I don't really have closure to what really happened to my son. I really don't. But I put that in God's hand. God knows exactly what he's doing. He knows why he allows some things, to happen and to take place in our life. I remember being rushed to the hospital several times for asthma attacks. I remember one time they rushed me in the hospital, and the doctors, my best friends were saying that the doctors were hollering, "Code blue, code blue, code blue." And when I got myself together and I came to, I had all these tubes and everything just running through my system, and I didn't know what went on. I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything, but God was communicating with me in the spirit realm, letting me know that everything was going to be okay. I remember that. I remember being a single mother with 2 kids at the time, struggling. I mean, struggling. The state didn't really support me, so I had to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. Thank God for my family and my friends. I mean, they came through. But I remember that. I remember wanting to give up because life was so hard. The struggle was just so hard to just try to maintain as a single mother who the father wasn't there. Neither one of the fathers were there. I made some bad choices and some bad decisions. But even in that, I got victory, and I'm thankful for that. Later on in life, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. As most of you know, it's really like the only story that you do know. I was diagnosed with breast cancer actually 3 times. I went through 12 chemo treatments. I went through radiation. I went through 2 operations. And 2012, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2012, just 2012, I had got healed and set free from cancer. The doctor said that, cancer had left, blah, 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 blah. Well, all of a sudden, quote unquote, the doctor said that all of a sudden, cancer came back. Cancer came back in my breast. And I went through a series of different things, went through a series of chemo and different meds, and all of that, and the medication. I lost my hair, I lost my eyesight, I was nauseous all the time. I would be driving and I have memory loss. I have to call my mother and, Mom, I don't know where I'm going at. I'd be working, and I worked with people with the community. I couldn't remember anything at all, and it was devastating. I wouldn't be telling an untruth if I said that I made it through with a breeze. I didn't make it through with a breeze, and I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what God's plan was. I went to Philadelphia to the cancer center several times, and the doctors are trying to say that I have cancer in my genes. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. There's no way that the God that I serve is going to allow me to come this far. You know, there's a little song that's out there that said, we come this far by faith. I literally have come this far by faith and by the grace of God. So that's just bits and pieces of my story of who I am, and to let you know who I am and also whose I am. And I am a child of the Most High. I don't cross every T and I don't dot every I. Every day I'm striving for perfection every single day. But I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful for life. I thank God for an opportunity to be able to minister even to people that I don't know. I get a lot of inbox messages of, of different people's story. And the only thing I can say is I live by faith every single day, literally every single day. When I wake up in the morning, I have body pains. I depend on God. My mother's favorite scripture is, in Him I live, in Him I move, and in Him I have my being. And that is literally what my testimony is. In Him I have my being. I took a faith step and I came, and I told the doctors, I don't want to take chemo anymore. I just don't. I believe that the chemo is making me worse. I believe that a lot of the medications that I'm taking is making me worse. So I'm walking this faith thing out right now, and medicine by medicine, medication by medication, I'm going to eventually come off, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to be able to see the manifestation of God's complete healing. I'm healed. I just have symptoms right now, but I am healed, and I'm walking through complete healingness. I don't even think that's a word, but I'm walking through complete healing. And every single day, God is proving Himself to me. I've gained weight. My hair is growing back. My vision is getting better. There's so many positive things that's going on right now. There's negative things going on, but I choose to look at the positive things of life, God's handiwork in my life. And so I just want to encourage you, anybody that is struggling with any kind of infirmity, God knows what He's doing. God's got you covered. God's got your back. The scripture says that there is no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. It didn't say it wouldn't be able to form, but it will not prosper. So if we flip our situations around and say, you know what, God trusted me enough to allow me to walk through this situation as a testimony. And if I never have a test of a thing, then at the end of it, I won't be able to accomplish the testimony. So God is great. God is marvelous. And I thank Him for everything that He's doing in my life. And I won't give up on God because He's never gave up on me. So be encouraged, be blessed, and have a great day on purpose.